We live in a society that often tears down the old to build something new and shiny. This is especially true right here in Dallas, but Paige found a spot where our city's rich history is buried and being restored for future generations to enjoy. Take a look.
Look at Dallas today, a sprawling metropolis, towering skyscrapers, and Fortune 500 headquarters scattered throughout its landscape. We know the city for its skyline, its ambition, and maybe a little bit of glitz. But let's hit the pause button and take a moment and consider where it all began.
I think it's important that we remember it wasn't all shiny and glittery and new at one point in time.
This is Monica Newberry. She is the administrator for Oakland Cemetery, the final resting place for many of Dallas's founders.
If you look at the demographics of the people that are buried here, you'll see that we have everyone from the wealthiest people that lived in the city of Dallas to people that lived in small little neighborhoods like Little Mexico and West Dallas and Oak Cliff. And all of these people together, all of them are those that literally physically built the city of Dallas through every means possible.
Tucked away just south of downtown on Malcolm X Boulevard lies 47 acres of tranquil history. Oakland Cemetery opened in 1892 and holds many buried secrets to our city's past. Former mayors, civil leaders, and even founders of notable publications and news stations are buried on these grounds, alongside many others whose time and sweat went into building what would later become a thriving metropolis.
From, newspaper publishing to establishing banks in Dallas, to the first water lines that ran through the city, to the people that were actually baking the bricks and laying them. All of that history, if you come here, you can map out the entire city and how it was functioning and how it was working from very early on.
And this is where it all began. This is the lot where one of the founding families of Oakland Cemetery, and indeed one of the founding families of the city of Dallas, are buried. This is the McCoy family lot, and if that name sounds familiar, these are my ancestors that are buried in this historical location in the great city of Dallas. My great-grandfather, Captain John M. McCoy, traveled by stagecoach to the frontier town of Dallas from his home in Indiana to join his uncle, Colonel John C. McCoy, to start the first law firm in Dallas. He was elected as the first city attorney and established the first Presbyterian church, as well as the first public library. Dallas in those days was a far cry from the Dallas we see today.
We had the richest people in the city, wealthiest people in the city, living on dirt roads and clapboard houses. That's the way it worked.
As important as the cemetery is to the history of our great city, this vital marker to the past was nearly lost. Years of neglect and overgrown vegetation almost hid it completely. But in 2020, thanks to a dedicated group of volunteers, the Friends of Oakland Cemetery was formed and began work to restore it to life, so to speak, and recognize its historical relevance and its ecological importance.
The Oakland Prairie Project is literally a window to the past. It gives us a picture of what this cemetery looked like 130 years ago.
This is Michael Putinen, the Oakland Prairie Project lead. The cemetery sits on a small, self-sustaining ecosystem that holds over 1,500 species of native plants and animals.
We're showing people, okay, this is our legacy. We have literally destroyed 99.5% of the Blackland Prairie, which is the ecosystem, the ecoregion in Texas that we live in.
You see, at Oakland Cemetery, they're not only preserving the past, but also protecting the future.
This little tiny spot is a remnant of that. So it's something that if we don't preserve these remnants, then they're gone forever.
Although a lot of progress has been made, there is more work ahead.
We are here to remember to remember and bring reverence and respect to the 27,000 that are buried here. But in the process of doing that over the past 6 years, we've realized that there is so much life here that needs to be preserved.
Back in 1870, Captain John M. McCoy wrote to his family in the North about his newly adopted small frontier town called Dallas. He said, "Send on your teachers, your preachers, your churches and schools, along with your railroads, and the great Lone Star State will be the particular bright evening star of the first magnitude. But there is work to be done." This sentiment can be applied today as we work to preserve our past.
This is the one place where all of that history can be brought together, woven into a beautiful fabric, and the story needs to be remembered.
Oakland Cemetery needs your help as they continue to restore this vital piece of Dallas's history. You can join in the 6th annual picnic tomorrow morning from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. And for more information, go to Oakland Cemetery Dallas on Facebook.